And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the old ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. My story tonight takes us back to the year 1870 to a growing Colorado town with a large number of Italian immigrants who had found freedom and opportunity there. Then suddenly came the invaders.
Hi, Jim. How are you, Vince? Morning, Lucy. Didn't expect to find you here.
Well, she heard Papa say you were coming in, so she decided to catch up on her bookkeeping.
There's so much work to do. Papa's always putting money into new businesses.
There'll be a new entry today, I hope.
Hey, you mean you got the deal worked out?
Yeah, all I need is your father's approval.
Oh, he'll approve, don't worry.
So, my son knows what his papa will do before his papa knows what he will do himself.
But,
huh?
Papa, if Jim says it's a good deal, you can't turn it down.
That's for me to decide. This is a fine country, Jim, except for one thing. The young people, they make too much talk and not enough listen. Come into my office. Don't make no mistakes. Come on, get back to work. Now, what about the cattle? How much do they want?
$12 a head delivered.
That is a good price.
At least $2 a head less than anybody else is asking.
Then we tell Mr. Thompson that we take the whole herd. How soon you want the $20,000?
Just as soon as I get the papers drawn up.
It's right here in the safe, all ready.
You don't know what this means to me, Mr. Rosselli.
It means that my countrymen and me will make some money, I hope.
Oh, we'll make money, all right, but aside from that, it means my own spread. No more working for anybody else.
And it means that now you can think about getting married, eh?
Why,
But how do I know? You don't fool me. All the time you come to the house to see Vincenzo, you say. But you have eyes only for Lucia.
I didn't think you noticed.
You think I noticed if I don't approve.
And then we can make plans?
Now, we make the plans later. Right now, you keep your mind on the cattle business, huh? Come on.
I'll be back tomorrow to get things signed up.
Good.
Well, Papa,
Huh?
I'll finish the bookkeeping tonight. I have to go home now and cook dinner.
Oh, sure. It's always time to cook dinner right after the breakfast.
See you later, Jim.
He's a fine young man.
Yeah, Jim's all right. Hey, you know, Papa, he's in love with Lucy. He comes to the house pretending to see me, but it's really to see her.
How I raised such a smart son, I don't know how.
You mean you knew?
Surprised that your papi is so smart, huh? That he's got eyes that can see and ears that can hear, just like you.
And you don't object? Because Jim's not Italian, I mean.
In this country, it's making no difference. In this country, it's not just Italian, just French, just German. Here we are one big happy people, Americans.
Oh, Papa.
What's the matter? You crazy or something? Go back to work. Go on, fix those things. Good morning.
Signor Giulio Roselli.
That's right.
Ah, caro fratello.
You call me brother.
But of course, in our organization, we are all brothers.
Mafia. Black hand.
You may have thought you were all forgotten living way out here. But you are wrong, my friends. You will be pleased to know that ever since you left the old country, we have kept close track of you. And with so many of our people living in this territory now, the mafia has decided to serve you here, just as it did in the old country.
No. We don't want the mafia. We don't need them.
What is his name?
It's Giuseppe Montale.
Montale, Giuseppe. That is a very unfriendly attitude, Giuseppe Montale, especially for a member of the organization.
Back home, I was forced to join the Black Hand. But he's no going to force me here. In this country, we are free.
You will do as you are told.
You can't come here and free people like that. We got laws to protect us.
No, Vincenzo. You only make trouble. Please, my son, he not understand.
That is obvious.
Understand what?
The mafia is bigger than any country. That the mafia makes its own laws. That once a man joins, he swears to obey without question and may never resign.
Well, we'll see what the sheriff has to say about that.
Oh, Vincenzo, you no go to the sheriff. Please, come and sit down. No more argue.
What are you scared of, Papa? You were never a member of the mafia.
But your father's a very wise man. He knows that our protection can benefit even those who are not members.
Protection against what?
Many things. Animals dying, crops being destroyed, a barn or a house burning down, or even the disappearance of a loved one like a father or a sister, maybe. I see you understand now. And speaking of protection, the time has come to talk about the cost. The first payment will be $50,000.
We don't have $50,000.
How much do you have?
Just the 20,000 that we all put in to buy the cattle with.
You will turn it over to me the first thing in the morning.
But we have made the deal. I have given my word.
The mafia must have money to carry on its work. And with so many of our people living in this territory, it will be a simple matter to raise the balance of $50,000 in a week. After that, we will expect half the profits. The other half, you may keep it for yourself. The organization wishes to be fair. And let me remind you that if any man talks, his tongue will be slit to show why he died. Buonasera, fratelli.
Buonasera.
Hi, Lucy.
Hi.
Still working on the accounts, huh? Thought you were going to finish last night.
I didn't have a chance to. Papa had a meeting at the house, so he sent me over to the Montales.
Guess he was telling the others about the cattle deal. It's all ready to sign.
You are a sensible man, Signor Roselli. Andiamo.
Morning, Mr. Rosselli. Here's the agreement. All you have to do is sign and put up the money, and the herd's ours.
I'm sorry, Jim, but I cannot sign the paper.
Papa!
Can't sign? Why can't you sign?
It's no deal.
But yesterday you said that...
It doesn't matter what I said yesterday.
But I put up my share of the money. If the deal falls through, I'll lose it.
Papa, you gave Jim your promise.
I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do. I invested the money someplace else.
Someplace else.
Signor Roselli has decided to invest his money with me. It was an opportunity he could not afford to miss. My name is Cabrio.
Papa, you should not have done that. What is this opportunity that is so important you'd break your word?
This is not a woman's business. Send the girl home.
Go home, Lucia.
Papa!
At once.
Marco, Stay with the girl.
What's going on here, Mr. Rosselli?
It is a private matter. I would advise you leave too.
Yes. Please, go home, Jim.
And after this, stay away from Lucia.
What do you got to do with Lucy?
I am speaking for Mr. Rosselli. He feels you upset her. Is that not so?
It is so. From now on, you stay away from Lucia.
What's happened to you between yesterday and today, Mr. Rosselli?
Please, go. I don't want to talk anymore.
Well, I do. This fella here's got something to do with it.
Get out!
Lucy!
Jim. Jim. Papa's forbidden me to see you.
Lucia!
I'll be right in, Papa. I'm getting some water.
Is Vince home?
No. He went over to Langdon early this morning to pick up a shipment of groceries at the railroad station. He ought to be back pretty soon.
Lucia! Lucia!
Hi, Vince.
What are you doing here?
Waiting for you. Wanted to have a talk.
Sorry about your deal, Jim, but there's nothing I can do about it.
You can tell me why it fell through. Cabrio cracks the whip and your father jumps. Why, Vince? I asked you why.
That's Papa's business. I can't talk about it.
What about Lucy and me? You can't talk about that either, I suppose.
What about you and Lucy?
Cabrio gave the order for me to stay away from her. Your father went along with them on that, too.
Well, why should Cabrio care about you and Lucy?
That's what I want you to tell me.
I don't know. Jim, I really don't know.
So you had a talk with Jim Preston.
Your men been watching me, huh?
What did you tell him?
Nothing.
For your sake, you'd better not be lying. I do not wish you to speak to him again.
Look, Mr. Cabrio, I didn't say anything when the Mafia took over Papa's business. But neither you or the Mafia has any right to pick my friends from me, or to keep my sister away from the man she loves.
I see you still do not have the proper respect for our organization.
What happened to my son?
There were things he refused to accept. I think he will now.
You did this to my brother. Papa! I'll kill you!
She has spirit. I like that in a woman.
You'll pay for this. I'll go to Jim. I'll go to the sheriff.
I think the time has come to tell you what is happening. And after you have heard, remember what you see now is nothing compared to what will happen to him or your father if you talk. Now listen, and listen well, so I will not be forced to spoil your pretty face.
Lucy doesn't know anything, and Vince won't talk. But one thing's sure, whatever their trouble is, Cabrio's the cause.
I don't know what we can do, Jim, unless Rosselli makes a complaint.
Maybe if you talk to him, he'll tell you what's wrong.
Guess it won't hurt to try.
All 25.
Morning, Julio.
Oh, hello, Sheriff.
Wonder if we could have a little talk with you. Alone.
It's all right, the Sheriff. You can talk in front of Mr. Cabrio.
Oh? Well, I just want to say that you and me have been good friends for a long time, Julio. So that gives me a double interest in wanting to help you if you've got any problems. All you have to do is speak up.
That's very kind of you, but I got no problems.
Jim here seems to think differently.
Please, Mr. Rosselli, we're trying to help you. If you just tell us what's wrong.
There's nothing wrong. Everything is fine. If you excuse me,
Hi, Lucy.
Hello, Jim.
Vince, what happened to you?
My horse threw me.
When?
Last night?
You drove the wagon from the store last night. You were beaten up, weren't you? What about this, Mr. Rosselli? What happened to Vince?
it's just like Vincenzo said.
That's not true, and you know it.
You're a very suspicious man, Mr. Preston. Also a troublemaker.
You're the troublemaker.
Easy, Jim.
I do not know what he has told you, Sheriff, but the explanation is very simple. Mr. Preston is angry because he was told to stay away from Lucia. You see, I am going to marry her. Oh, cara mia. I am sorry to have to announce our engagement in this manner, but it is necessary to avoid further misunderstanding.
Lucy, you can't marry this man. Nobody can force you to.
I do as my father wishes.
Vince.
I want to borrow your gun, Jim.
My gun? What for?
To kill Cabrio.
Why the sudden change in attitude?
I'm not going to let him marry Lucy.
For your information, neither am I, but I hadn't figured as far as a gun. Who was he anyway, Vince?
The Mafia.
Mafia?
Remember the stories Papa used to tell us when we were kids about the outlaws in Italy called the Black Hand?
Yeah?
Well, Black Hand, Mafia, they're the same thing.
Then you were beaten up.
Yeah. For not having the proper respect.
Well, get your father and some of his friends to file charges against
I
him.
talked to Papa, I'm blue in the face. Dino Montali and some of the other fellows have talked to their fathers, too. It's just no good. They were born in the old country. They know what the Black Hand will do. They're scared to death, Jim. Now, if you just give me that gun.
No, Vince, if there's going to be any shooting, I'll do it myself.
You have had 1 full week to raise the balance of $50,000, a first payment. And now, Signor Roselli tells me you do not have it.
We do the best we can. Here, look.
That is not good enough. The Mafia does not accept failure. Now, I will give you 1 more week. And then...
Don't move! Any of you. You and your men are coming with us, Cabrio.
What is the meaning of this? Is this some kind of a joke?
It's no joke.
What are you going to do with us?
We're going to have a dance. And the 3 of you are going to do the dancing.
You would not dare hang us. It is against the law.
Like the Mafia, we make our own laws.
But you will die for this.
Take them away.
Wait! Wait! You're not to do this. It's not right, even if they are bad men.
You had your chance and didn't do anything. Now stay out of it.
You talk to your papa that way, Vincenzo. You don't fool me with that bandana. And you don't fool me too, Jim. And the rest of you boys.
Look, it's our sons.
The Mafia will remember all you faces.
Be quiet. Montali, call the sheriff. Shoot. Take off the ropes.
But, Papa...
Do like I say. Take them off. What you would do is wrong. Just like what they would do is wrong. But I want to thank you boys for showing your papa something they did not have. Courage. We come to this country so we can be free. And the first time someone takes away our freedom, what do we do? Nothing. But that's no more. From now on, we're going to stick it together and we fight.
That's the way to talk, Julio. The law can't help you if you don't give it a chance. I'll see that these men are locked up, and tomorrow you can prefer charges.
No, we're not to charge them, Sheriff. We put them on the train and we turn them loose.
Turn them loose?
So they can go back and tell the Mafia that if they ever send them here again, we bring plenty of charges.
You heard that, didn't you? Well, don't forget it. Keep them covered, boys.
Papa, the money.
I was so excited I forgot. Sheriff! Sheriff! Before you turn them loose, that Mr. Cabrio, he's got $20,000 that belong to us.
I'll get it. Take them on out, boys.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Papa, what is going on?
Nothing is going on, Lucia Mia. It's all over now. Come on. Jim, tomorrow you buy the cattle. And we make the wedding plans. Tonight we celebrate. Vincenzo, open up a keg of wine. Come on, everybody. We're going to celebrate and drink and be happy.
The condition upon which God hath given liberty to man is eternal vigilance. John Curran said those words in 1790, and they are as true today as they were then.